Alright, so welcome to my video on how to play Smash if you're visually impaired. We're in training mode right now, and we are in the Kingdom Hearts stage. That's why you hear the music in the background. I selected that. Now we're currently selecting our characters. So every character in Smash, I'm just going to go through it really quickly. You can kind of hear their name, and if you hear that sound, that means that you're ready to go. You can click on that person. I kind of know where most characters are. I am a veteran of Smash, like meaning that I've played this game since I was a little kid, so I know everyone's placement in the roster. They go by first, so the original, like I think it goes 8, and then up to like the DLC characters, which I have every single one. If you can see my screen, there's about close to 100 characters legitimately, and there's so many of them, and they all have their different traits. I'm going to go with Young Link because that's who I feel most comfortable with. Alright, so one loading screen later, and you'll see me on the stage. Alright, here we are. So we have Young Link, and on the other side of the stage, there is an NPC that will not attack us because they're on dummy mode. So I'm just going to demonstrate some of the basics of Smash. You guys must be hearing sounds and wondering what the freak is happening. I'm going to try to go through everything as quickly and try to explain everything nice and concisely. Hopefully I do that well. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I only have so much time to show so many things. Alright, the basics of Smash. So, to move in Smash, you have to use a stick, left stick, go left and right. So right now I'm walking towards the right, and now I'm walking to the left, right, and you could hear where I'm moving. Sorry about that. So, seems like my audio still working. Let me see. Okay. We're able to move back and forth. Now comes in jumping. So, if you have your controller configured up normally, jumping will be the left stick up. Just like walking left, right, up will make you jump. For me, that's not the case. I customize my controls. So, jumping for me is X and Y, or X, Y together for a light jump, which is also the default, so you could either press up or X or Y. I choose to just turn off the up jump because it makes things more complicated for me. So, yeah, for certain reasons. Next move set. Next move is the charge attacks, or A plus a direction. So, if you hold A and you hold it in a particular direction, you will charge up, and you could launch like a more powerful attack. So you can hold it for as long as you need, or really quickly. Oh, hang on, that's Sephiroth. Okay, you could be really quick or a while. You could do it to the left or right, side charge. You could do it to the bottom. You just got blasted off the stage. You could do it up, or hold it. Alright. So this is how you charge attacks. Usually it sends people flying. These attacks can be really strong. Alright. Next attack. The next attack I'll be going through is the smash attacks, or the ones with the B button. So if you're holding a Nintendo Switch controller or an Xbox controller, you'll recognize that on the top right of the controller there are these like buttons, usually arranged in a diamond shape. B for the Nintendo controller is the one at the bottom, A is the one to the right, X is in the top, and Y is in the left. So just feel around your controller, feel Xbox controller, and compare that to what I just described. So the smash attacks are direction plus the B, or the bottom button. So we're gonna center B side, which is for Young Link. It's the boomerang. I forget what it's called for a second. If you want to do smash up or B up, it's the charged sword spin. So you can do that. You could charge it, or you could, or not charge it. It's up to you. You can also, for down B, it's throwing bombs. So there you go. There. You usually set your enemy's footing off, so they help. This is why I prefer Young Link. He has a barrage of projectile and melee attacks, so I prefer that. But every character controls differently. Every character has their own strength and weakness. It's only up to you to experiment with all the characters and see which one you like the most. And as always, just try to have fun. I will say that Smash is a little easier, in my opinion, than games like Street Fighter, where you kind of have to remember like a whole list of quarter circle forward and back. No, it's not like that in Smash. Even though those characters are here and they do control like that in this game if you would like. But they do control Smash controls as well. But that's an entirely different story. Next sort of attacks are the standard A and B attacks. So if you hold B for Toon Link, he will start launching his arrows. You don't have to... These are the most easy attacks. You don't have to hold any direction or do any combination. It's just pressing B or A. For B, it's the arrows, like I just said, and for A, it's the melee sword jab. You can either hold that down or keep tapping it. Okay. Now you can also bring back a jump, like I was talking about before. Now you understand the directional inputs. You can also do aerial plus direction attacks. So if we jump and press A while moving forward, we'll do a forward attack. You can do the same thing while you're going up or pressing up. You can also jump and press A by itself, and that does something. And you can also do that down. And if you're facing to the right, if you move to left and press back, it's a backwards attack. So this sometimes can be different. For Mario, it definitely is, or different characters. It's just good to experiment. Okay, now it's time for grabbing. So to grab someone, you hit the shoulder button, or if you're like me, you could press both triggers at the same time to activate your shield and press A. And once you have grabbed someone, you press A repeatedly to damage them, and then you hit a direction to just fling them in that direction. So you could fling them, let's demonstrate right here, to the side, which is, I just threw them to the right. You can also grab them and throw them up, and he's going to come back down. And you can also throw them down. And depending on how far you throw them, you can do combos. Sometimes you're not gonna... I have difficulties sometimes locating where someone is. So be very sure of where your opponent is before you grab, or else it can lead to an opening for them to attack. Now it's time for shielding. So if you hear the sound, that's me activating my shield. You can move quick, like kind of like dash in a direction. If you hold your shield and move move to the left or right, you're dashing. You can also press down, and that like ducks an attack. You can also do that in the air. Also, if you are launched, if you press the right trigger, it immediately stops you from moving too far in one direction. So if this sounds complicated to you, I definitely recommend having this video on while you're practicing or working with someone who's sighted, who could provide additional support. But once you got it, it's not that bad. Alright, so let's try shielding while they're attacking. So let me set up the CPU. Give me 1 second. So our good friend Sethroth here is automatically attacking. And we can walk up to him, and we press our shield. Now, this is a good opportunity to talk on something that's very important that you just saw. Hang on, just turn him off. If you do hold your shield down for too long, like this, wait for it, it will knock you out. Now, it's good to know that you have about 5 or 6 seconds of shield time until you are knocked out, depending on how many times you use your shield. So it decreases in size. Rule of thumb is to only use your shield when you are certain an attack is coming. There is a way to do a perfect shield. I could try it. There we go. And that is by knowing exactly when you're going to be attacked and letting go of your shield at the perfect time. It's very hard. So always know to not shield too long. Now what you saw there is me trying to grab onto the stage. Some characters like Link or Joker, they can use certain gadgets that they have to grab onto the stage. So for Sora, it's using the hook. For Joker, it's using the hook. For certain characters like Sora or Peach, they use their up smash attack, up B, to fly up to the stage to give them an extra boost. So definitely recommend experimenting with characters and see which one you prefer to use. Everyone's different, so not everyone's going to appreciate similar tastes to mine. But if you would like to know of certain characters I recommend starting with so you can learn the basics, I recommend starting with Kirby, as he is easy to move around the stage. He's pretty fast, he's pretty strong. You can never go wrong with Kirby. But once you start learning the ways of the game and how it works, I definitely recommend trying to see which characters work best for you and what type of combat style, either it be projectile or melee. But there are characters like Young Link who have excellent melee and projectile combat traits. So definitely recommend you doing your research, watching videos, and you can find that information out. I'm not a Smash expert, I'm not Zero. My job is to just inform you as visually impaired gamers if you're interested in playing Smash and showing how that works. Now in terms of stages, I definitely recommend that you guys work with Final Destination or Battlefield stages, as they don't really have as many places you could fall. You could tell where you are on the stage. Certain stages, I don't know what they're called, but they do not have stereo sound for whatever reason, since the stage is either too big or too small. So I definitely recommend coordinating with sighted assistants to see which stages you feel most confident on. Alright. Well, that's playing Smash if you're visually impaired. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. This is a brief video, as I know not many people have all the time. I don't want to take too long. I want to be very quick and informative. So if there's any questions you guys may have about playing Smash if you're visually impaired, please let me know, and I'll address them in a video, or I'll answer your reply. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Have a good one. Be well.